Hey everybody, how are you doing tonight? This is Dr. Stephanie Stroud with Cornerstone's Pet Tip of the Week. Today we're talking about one of the top 2 diseases that we see in our pets today here in America. And this is true from the hedgehogs I see, to the cats I see, to the dogs I see, you name it. This is a big problem. So, drum roll. The top 2 diseases that we see in our pets today is number 1, obesity, number 2, periodontal disease or dental disease. So today we're going to be talking about obesity, and we're going to talk today about why obesity is such a problem for our pets. And then next week we will be talking about some tips to help you manage for family members that are obese and how we can get them back down to a healthy weight. If you're interested in hearing more about dental disease and periodontal disease, be sure to check out some of the videos prior. You can stream through our Facebook page and find them there, but you can also find them on our YouTube channel, Cornerstone Animal Hospital on YouTube, or you can go to our website, www.cornerstonevet.info. Go to the About section and then the video section, and all the pet tip videos that we've done will be there. And so you can definitely check out those at that point. But let's get back to the subject at hand today. We're going to be talking about obesity. So you take your dog or your cat or your chinchilla or your hedgehog, you name it, whatever family member you have, to the vet, and they say, kind of jokingly, hey, your pet's fat or heavy when you lose weight, and we all kind of chuckle, right? Because we know we like to give them treats. They all have those eyes that we just can't resist. They're brown and they just melt your heart, and you can't help. We as owners and as people, we love to give treats and love to feed our pets because they give us those eyes, and we just want to them to feel special. But there's a real problem with that. Obesity is a real problem, and we're going to go over the reasons why, okay? So, a lot of us think, well, if they're heavy, then they're going to hurt their joints, but so much more is impacted by heavyweight animals than just their joints. And so number 1, their heart and lungs. And animals that are heavier than there should be, their heart and lungs actually have to work much harder in order to get the blood and oxygen to extra tissues that their body wasn't originally made to make, okay? Think about any of us that are maybe overweight. Our doctors always talk to us about concern for our heart and lungs. That's because we have extra tissue on our bodies that our heart has to work harder to get that blood and oxygen to, when it wasn't originally designed to do that, okay? So number 1 issue you can see with dogs and cats that are heavier is they can have a higher risk of having heart and lung issues, okay? Number 2, I see tons and tons of dogs that have skin issues, okay? It's really common right now because the allergens and the pollen counts are just really high. They're driving me insane, and they're driving a lot of the pets insane too, as they're licking at their paws and chewing at their feet and licking and chewing at different parts of their body. They're just going insane. Well, part of the problem that we see with skin diseases is that they can predispose, or allergens, is that they can predispose to other infections in the skin, such as bacteria and yeast. And when your dog is heavy or overweight, they actually have an even higher risk of developing bacteria or yeast infections because they can't groom themselves appropriately. I see this a lot in cats that are heavy, where they're too big and they can't really bend around and get as flexible as they used to be when they were a healthy weight, and can't clean themselves appropriately. And so we end up seeing a lot more inflammation, a lot more dermatitis, a lot more yeast and bacteria infections in dogs that are overweight or obese. Number 3, what other body system is affected by being obese or overweight? The gastrointestinal system. So what is the gastrointestinal system? That is your stomach, your intestines, and your colon. So one of the things that exercise or movement does is it helps the body's muscles, including in the gut, to contract and to move things along. So in animals that are overweight or heavier, we see a lot more constipation and a lot more difficulty moving things along. And that's because the gastrointestinal system is designed to have that exercise and that movement to help move things along, okay? Fourth system we see a problem with, and this is kind of multiple different organs attached with this, and that's called the endocrine system. The endocrine system is responsible for metabolizing and making and controlling all the different hormones in our bodies. And we make a lot of different hormones, guys, okay? These organs may include the pancreas, the thyroid, the adrenal glands, the kidneys, the pituitary gland, and the brain. All of those have different hormones that are regulated. And when we are heavier, or when our pets are heavier than they're supposed to be, that system gets all out of whack, and you can end up with diseases in the thyroid, diseases in the pancreas, diseases in the adrenal glands that can have detrimental effects on our patients, on our pets, our family members, and they can make them sick and to have a decreased quality of life. And that is something we definitely don't want to do. Number 5, what's the 5th system that can be a problem for animals that are overweight? And that's actually the immune system. Yeah, you heard me right, the immune system. Just being overweight affects the immune system. Why is that? Well, the reason being is that we actually have lymphatic vessels all over our body, and what they carry is lymph, and lymph is kind of like the white blood cells that carry different things to different parts of the body. White blood cells are responsible for fighting inflammation and infection, and so if we are heavier, or if our animals are heavier than they're supposed to be, then they don't get as good of lymphatic drainage. They don't get as much lymph pumping to where it's supposed to get when there is infection and inflammation, and so they end up getting sick more easily and end up with infections more easily. So it can have a negative effect on the immune system. And then, of course, this is the most common one we think about, but the musculoskeletal, or the nervous system. So that's our joints and our nerves. So there is no doubt that being heavier actually impacts the joints significantly. There's been studies done that have shown healthy animals compared to obese animals, with that the only disease being present. And obese animals live 2 years less than the healthy weight animals, guys. That's 2 years. That's so many smiles and memories and times of joy you could have with that pet if we just keep them at a healthy weight. So obesity plays a major role in health, guys, and it's not just because it slows them down or it gives them pain in their joints. It has to do with the heart, the skin, the gut, the immune system, our joints. All of these impact a whole pet. All of those are different body parts that make a pet who they are supposed to be, and can affect their attitude and their behavior and their quality of life. So, take-home message today, guys, is obesity is a major problem. Yes, sometimes we laugh of, oh yeah, my pet's a little bit overweight, but it's serious, and it can cause serious health problems. So next week we're going to get into what some steps are that you can take to help reduce the obesity risk for your pets, and how to, us as a team, both owners and pets and veterinarians and veterinary staff, how we as a team can help your pets and your family members live a very good, long, happy quality life. And we're going to get into that more next week, so be sure to tune in then. As always, thank you for everyone that's watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye.